Hey Richard, one last video. So here's your old base that this piece broke off of, and that was where air was leaking in and why we couldn't run less than a 1500 RPM. The engine wouldn't run. So I don't know why I saved it. There might be something off of it I can use someday. I don't know. But and also we thought we'd play with trying to weld this thing together, and with a cold weld machine that I bought. But anyhow, that's your old base, and it fastened onto the old carburetor from the bottom. The bolts went in from the bottom, so we never had to take your carburetor apart like we've done with this carburetor right here. This is the top of the carburetor, which is like the top of this carburetor, and this is the underside of that. These are your floats. These are what keep a constant level of gasoline in your float chambers. These are your float chambers. And connected to the float chamber is your, excuse me, I gotta sneeze here. Connected to your float chamber, excuse me, it's connected to your float chamber is your accelerator pump chamber. In the bottom of that chamber there is a ball check valve. And here's an accelerator pump leather. When this goes back together, this accelerator pump goes down into here. If you've ever looked at a pump leather on a Coleman lantern, it's pretty much the same thing. So when you advance the accelerator, this guy pushes down in this chamber, and it pushes the check valve, the ball check valve at the bottom of this chamber, pushes it shut, and it pushes gasoline through some passageways in the carburetor, and that gasoline comes out these nozzles. So like if you ever have trouble and you can't start your engine and you want to know, is it a fuel problem or is it an electrical problem, you look and see. If you hit the accelerator pump, you should see gasoline squirt out of these two little bitty nozzles right here down into the barrels, back two barrels of your carburetor. And so anyway, there's a check valve underneath here, and that check valve was stuck. So when you push down the plunger, it wouldn't go anywhere. And we had to unstick that check valve, and then when you push on that plunger, gasoline would come out. We had to put it back together, but gasoline comes out these nozzles then. And so that's what we had to do. And of course you had to open up the carburetor for that, and it was full of crap, so we had to clean it. We cleaned it in an ultrasonic cleaner. And then of course we needed all new gaskets, because your gaskets get torn up when you take them apart. So that is why we had to put a carburetor kit in it. So anyhow, that's the difference between repairing this damage and rebuilding a carburetor. All right, man, talk to you later.